Hi, welcome to Creative Motions. This video tutorial will teach you to create cool title animation that you can use in your video presentation or business presentation. This video will explain the working of alpha matte, inverted alpha matte, and trim paths. Let's see what we'll be creating today. Let's get started. Click on the composition to create new composition. You can also type Ctrl N from the keyboard. Choose a composition name. I will take tutorial, and I've taken HDTV 1080, width and height to be 1920 to 1080p, aspect ratio 16:9, frame rate 29.97. You can also take 60. Duration 5 seconds will be enough for this project, and then click OK. I'll be dealing with text, so I'll take the text tool and click to create text layer. I'll type success. I have to change the color. It's black and black, so I'll change it to white to create a white color. I'll change the text size to somewhat around 98 is enough, good enough. And yeah, it's done. Now what I'll do is create a copy of this text, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and then right click on this layer and rename to begins, and then double click or just use the keyboard cursor right direction to drag the text on the right side. You can also use your mouse pointer to do so. Double click on begin and then edit that text. In the same way, I'll be creating another text layer and then rename it. Let's change the position a little bit with the help of mouse pointer this time, and then rename the text layer to width. So our first layer is done. Now I need to just align the text with having a good looking amount of gap between the words, so it does look pleasing to the eye. Let's take a moment to create that. Select the three layers and then drag them to the middle of the screen. Yeah, this is quite perfect. You may take your time to create to get a perfect look. Let's do it for take a little bit of time to create that. I think it is okay. Click on the position P from the keyboard to bring out the position keyframe. Move to 7th frame and then set the position. This will be our final position. Now go to the initial point to set our initial position. Our initial position will be on the lower side. Okay, I've set the position initial and final. Now go to begin layer and do the same thing. Go to 7th frame and set the final position. Final position will be same as you're seeing on the screen. Just click P from the keyboard to bring out the position keyframe and select the final position, and then go to the initial point and set the initial position of the layer. Yeah, you can see success and begins as the same thing. Now go to the width layer and perform the same thing. Set the final position first and then go back to the initial position and set the initial point, and it's done. Select the three layer and press U to close all the layer, and again press U to see all the keyframe. In order to see the keyframe of the layer, you can select the layer and press U. Now select the keyframe, right click, key assistant, and easy ease. What is easy ease? I'll show you. Just select the thing that and select the graph editor. You see, this is not easy ease. The graph is abrupt. Now go back and select the easy ease keyframe and graph editor. You see the graph animation is smooth, thus giving a smooth transition, a smooth animation. Right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. You can also use F9 to do so. Select all the 3 layers and then press U to close all the keyframe. So you got an animation like this. What we'll do is now delay the layer so that it gives a good amount of a good animation, good looking animation. Now what we'll be doing is create a mask layer. Just remember, while using that rectangle tool, none of the layers should be selected. We've created the layer, shape layer 1, that will be used as a mask. Save the project. In case if it shut downs in the middle, choose a fill. I'll choose any. You can choose any color of your wish. And what I'll be doing is select the 3 layer and create a pre-compose it. Control Shift and C. Control Shift and C. Alright, give it a layer name. Okay. Now what I'll be doing, a very important concept. Toggle switch if you're not seeing the thing. Then alpha inverted matte. Now what is alpha inverted matte? This thing need to be cleared up first. See, we are getting a very cool kind of animation here using this alpha inverted matte. What is alpha matte and alpha inverted matte? See, alpha matte is a very important concept in After Effects. If you make the layer visible, you see we have created a mask, rectangular mask. If we use alpha matte, then this layer will act as a window. That is, anything within this layer you can see it. But in case of alpha inverted matte, this rectangular layer will act as an invisible blanket. Anything under this you can't see it. Anything outside the blanket or the mask, you can see it. This is alpha inverted mask. See, we have used alpha inverted mask, so anything within that mask is invisible to us, and outside the mask it's visible. And for alpha matte, anything within that blanket or within that mask, we can see it. It will be acting as a window, and anything outside that mask will be visible. That's the difference. Now we'll be creating our second layer. In the same way, text, we'll be creating text and then copy that text and use and paste it to create another text in the same way that we have done in our layer 1. We'll just drag it to our right side and we'll position it. Use shift while dragging, otherwise so that it will be aligned in the same line. If you leave the shift, then it will go down or up. It will not be in the same line. While dragging, use shift or use the cursor key from the keyboard to do so. Now I'll be aligning the thing. Select both the text and bring it to the middle. This is okay. We need to move it a little bit up to give us a good look. This is looking fine for my side. This is looking good. Now we'll set the position keyframe for the 2 text that we have given. This effective design, in the same way that we have done for Success Begins With, in the same way. So you can do that. I don't need to explain. First set the initial final position and then set the initial position in the same way. Again go to design, press P from the keyboard, set the position for the final, and then go to the initial point and then select the initial position, and we got the animation. Now we need to delay the layer accordingly. That's your own choice. How much do you want to delay? How much delay will give us a good look? That depends on the creator. Now I'll be using the same technique, that masking technique. Do not select any of the layer while creating this rectangle. Just unselect all the layer and create the rectangle. Now I'll be creating the delay of the layers that I've created. This much delay is okay. Design will go fully down. Yeah, I need to delay a little bit more the design. It will come after width. Yes, first the width will come and then the design. This is looking quite nice. Now I'll be selecting both the layer. Press U from the keyboard to bring out the keyframe. Right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Select the keyframe, right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Now close both the layer. Select both the layer and then pre-compose it. Control Shift and C and write layer 2. Click OK. Now alpha inverted matte of the shape layer 2 to create this beautiful animation. See how things are growing up, how beautiful this is looking. It's like a plant. You put the seed in the soil and then slowly and steadily water it every day, slowly, and you see the plant growing. In the same way, this design, you started with a blank page and now you can suddenly you see it animating beautifully. This is looking amazing. Okay, now we will use the ruler. If your ruler is unavailable, then just click Ctrl R to bring the ruler, and then from the top bring a line. Use the pen tool to create a line. Just click and then click. Don't drag it. Just click in the initial position and click in the final position to create a straight line. Stroke, select the stroke, use the solid color. OK. I have taken 6 pixels for this stroke width. Shape layer 3, rename it to line, and it's done. Now we need to animate the line. Another important concept you'll be learning now. Just align it a little bit. Yeah, this is looking good. Now open the layer, add, click on add and trim paths. Trim path is something with which you will be animating the path of the line. Open trim path. Just look the change that it brings to the line. Yeah, see how nicely it's starting and ending. The animation looks great. And this is from the end position. That was from the start position. This is from the end position. Now I'll be animating. I'll start the animation when the effective comes out. When the effective layer comes out, I'll keep 50 and the end position to 50. That is, the line will be 0, and I will select that keyframe. And then when the design layer eventually comes out, I'll set the start to 0 and end to 100, so that we get a beautiful animation. We'll select both the keyframe assistant, and then easy ease. Now you can see we get a beautiful animation of the line. These are the things that you can do using trim paths. The trim path is easy, and it can give, and it has many functions. This is one of the function. you can create a good animation of the line. I'll be creating another text layer. Let's trust your intuition that I've shown you in my preview. We are creating that. Use Montserrat thin, and then change the text size to somewhat around 58. This will give a good look. We'll be creating 3-layer trust, and then your, and then intuition, 3 text layer. Let's create that. Yeah, we created your. Now I'll be dragging that thing. Okay, don't leave the shift, just drag using the shift, and it will be aligned automatically. And we'll be creating another layer of text using Ctrl C and Ctrl V. We'll rename it to intuition. In this way, we'll be creating things. I hope the concept of alpha matte, alpha inverted matte, and trim paths are clear to you. These are very, very powerful tools. If you understand alpha matte, alpha inverted matte, trim paths, this technique, these may seem quite intimidating if you are learning of your own, but I don't think it will be much problematic now for you to understand. Very easy. Alpha, what is alpha matte, what is alpha inverted matte, and what does trim paths do? Just align this text for a moment. You need to grab hold of this concept. If you understand the concept, then you can create beautiful animations. I'm not creating this tutorial to help you create the same replica of what I'm creating. It's to give you the concept so that you can create amazing animation. You can come up with different creative ideas using this tool. This is why I'm giving this tutorial to you. You can use this technique to create various, uncountable amount of animations and design. Now I'll be creating the same thing, the position keyframe, initial and final, for both trust, all the trust layer, your layer, and intuition layer, in the same way that we have done layer 1 and layer 2. You can do that. Yeah, and I feel you have already understood that, so I'm not explaining line by line to you now. I'm just doing it keeping in mind that you understood the 3 concepts. Concept is much more important than just looking and following the steps. Our 3 layers animation are ready. We'll close the 3 layer, and yeah, it's ready. Now it's time to give it a delay to the layer. I hope you're getting the concept what I'm doing. I'll be delaying it a little bit. Yeah, I'll be creating matte layer. Just take your time to create this. When do you want the thing to come out and come up? First of all, it's better to create the matte layer. It will give you a good idea. Unselect all the layer and then create that rectangle. Take a fill color and remove the stroke. Yeah, create a rectangular mask that will be using to matte the subject. Now you can see when the thing will come out. Yeah, now you can have a good idea how much do you want to delay the thing. I want my trust to come out when effective layer has completed its animation, and then the your will come out, and then the intuition part. Now it's time to do a little bit of delay to both intuition and your, maybe Just take your time to do set this delay. Now take this 3 layer, pre-compose it into layer 3 and press OK. And then alpha inverted matte. Oh, another thing I forgot to do is press U and then keyframe assistant easy ease. Select the keyframe, right click, keyframe assistant easy ease. You can use the F9 to do that. It's done. Save the project. Now just alpha inverted matte and your animation is ready. You can check the animation now. It's looking beautiful and systematic. Just select all the layer and pre-compose it, Ctrl Shift and C, and rename it to final. And we are done. It almost took us 20 to 21 minutes to create this. I don't want to make the tutorial too long, so I think I should stop the tutorial here, and we'll create a new tutorial of part 2 of this and finish off the whole thing. There are certain concepts that I need to explain there also for the next part that I'll be creating. I think that will be good enough. Too many concepts in a single tutorial will be quite intimidating, and sometimes it creates a concentration problem. Stay tuned and stay creative. Till then, goodbye.